Hello.
Hello.
Look who's back, ladies and gentlemen.
To our regularly organized schedule.
Look, guys, we're on a very loose schedule. We're still in a pandemic.
It's in the pandemic, as well as like just personally for both of us. It's been a pretty busy season, or just months in general.
I have, as the kids say, been on my Sigma male grind set.
Oh yeah, you've been on your Sigma male grind set.
So let's not get too personal. but yeah,
I guess the only personal thing I can say is that since it is grad season, I'm a senior, so I'm graduating.
There you go.
Woo.
Get a load of this child.
Yeah. Time to go off to the wonders that is college and university.
Remember, kids, it gets worse. That should be everyone's mentality going to college. It gets worse.
You know, yeah, no. I mean, seeing what you've been through.
Oh yeah, let me tell you. You know, the most beautiful experiences I would never want to go through again. But yeah, you know, so lots of stuff went down. Yeah. This is our last episode.
A lot of cool new things. Speaking of grad season, I'm going to skip to our second topic that we plan on talking about. Krispy Kreme.
Oh, boy, let me tell you.
So, Krispy Kreme, not that long. Like, literally, I think last week, they sent out a thing for, like, seniors. So, if you show up in, like, your senior regalia or class regalia and shows that you're, like, college graduating or, like, high school graduating of 2022, they gave you a free box, not one, a free dozen box of donuts. I want to hop on it and be like, you know, get donuts, like Krispy Kreme. Like, some of my friends got it, and like I decided to go later because, like, you know, maybe the line will die down. Yeah. Boy, was we wrong.
Honestly, I just love hype consumerism nowadays. You know, like when you think of Krispy Kreme, you don't think of like delicious donuts. You know, you think of like. Those are like the average, like, you know.
You just think of the glaze.
Those are like the bad decision donuts. Those are the like I have another hour left in the night to make another bad mistake, you know?
Yeah.
And to see Krispy Kreme have a line that long.
It wrapped around like not just the drive-thru, but the block it was on mostly twice. We've estimated, and that was just on cars alone, like a 4-hour wait by car.
Yes.
The line of people, actual physical people, went halfway through their parking lot.
It was insane. It's like something out of Black Friday, you know?
It was like a Black Friday type line for like Krispy Kreme, because I thought it was gonna be the entire week. No, it was one day. I wanted to go. I wanted my box of donuts. We looked at it and we're like, no, it's not worth it. My appetite gone.
Granted, if you're from this city, there's literally like one Krispy Kreme.
Oh yeah, no.
And like
actually,
a 50 mile
I
radius.
want to say in the entirety of SoCal.
There's probably just one Krispy Kreme.
There's one Krispy Kreme per city within a 40-mile radius.
And it's just like, but even then you think to yourself like, it's Krispy Kreme. Like, you know, I've never been like, damn, you know what would hit the spot right now? A Krispy Kreme, you know?
Krispy Kreme donut.
But people love free shit, especially in this economy.
I mean, I will say this, granted, it wasn't just one free donut. It was an entire dozen box. So 12 donuts.
Exactly.
Which makes people think. And like you is Krispy Kreme?
Yeah, how do they make money? They give away like
free donuts every day, even when it's not like a special thing.
Like seriously, like it's one of those things. Like it's very interesting. I feel like most people are gonna go to Krispy Kreme and be like, I get a free box of donuts. Krispy Kreme's mentality is like, oh, people are gonna buy stuff. You know, like we get them on the free thing, we'll buy something. I feel like if I were to walk into a Krispy Kreme and then after I get my free donuts, and they're like, would you like to get something else? I'd be like, ew, no, get away from me. You know,
like no,
like no, thank you. You know,
and even then, like Krispy Kreme already gives out free donuts on a regular basis. Right. You see their conveyor belt of glaze.
Exactly, they're mass producing glazed donuts. Like it really, like I don't know.
They can save world of hunger with just donuts, but at the same time cause type 3 diabetes.
Exactly. Krispy Kreme could both end world hunger and cause like a spike in blood glucose levels nationally if they wanted to. You know? It's like you could literally feed like all the starving children in the world, you know, go to like the poorest like, you know, city in the world and be like, congratulations kids, you have food. You also have high blood sugar. You know,
same
it's
thing, like you can even go to like the poorest third world country.
Exactly. You know?
Like no.
America. The poorest third world country.
Land of consumers, because we're
Exactly.
that poor.
You know, shout out to Krispy Kreme for really driving that, like, you know, for really adding another cool one to, like, the hype marketing,
Absolutely.
you know, thing. Because no one in the right mind would ever buy, like, a ton of Krispy Kreme like that.
Unless it was like for a catering thing, but like
Yes.
no one for just like a single person.
I think it just proves that hype marketing works. You know, like,
I mean-
you know, there was probably TikTokers, like, waiting to, you know, make TikToks about the long lines and their Krispy Kreme donuts, you know?
You, my dear sir, my brother in Christ, you're the one who majored in finance here. I'm pretty sure you also took like an econ class, so consumer, educate us.
Well, I mean, no, it's like, this was not even, like, a complicated one either, which is the cool part. It's like, you know, it's just hype marketing, you know? Like, I feel like social media, like, that's the big thing, you know? Like, people didn't go because they want to have a delicious Krispy Kreme. It's because they wanted to be part of something. They FOMO, fear of missing out. You know? That shows more than any fucking taste, quality of a product, or anything. People just want to be part of the thing. And Krispy Kreme, for 15 minutes, had their thing. Which was, like, giving people a free box of donuts. Like, I'm pretty sure there was, like, people outside. They were probably like, you know, like, this is probably a big event. Probably some fights went down. There was some excitement.
I mean,
like,
we saw like how much security and like cops there.
they had to get security for Krispy Kreme.
And I think we had the cops because like I saw someone like talking to like a security or cop and saying like, oh yeah, no, the manager's inside, blah blah blah. Something happened. We heard some guy
Krispy
yelling.
Kreme literally broke the internet and the traffic laws. You know, all in
Honestly.
the same hour.
And I wouldn't say innocent in the internet. I didn't see anything on Twitter or TikTok. So, but just their lines, just
Yeah.
traffic. That was just horrendous. Even for like California standards.
Oh yeah. Well, hype will sell, man. And I think that's the future of marketing right there.
Hype.
You have to make something a trend. You know? Like, a trend will sell more than any other, like, you know, quality or trait in a product. Just the hype alone is the most marketable.
I mean, look at
thing.
Supreme. They sell a brick that says Supreme or a crowbar that says Supreme.
Right. You know, exactly, because it's exclusivity, you know?
Mhm.
Exclusivity sells a ton. And, yeah. You know, what can I say? Shout out to Krispy Kreme for hopping on the hype marketing, you know?
And shout out to those seniors who managed, those lucky bastard of seniors who managed to get their donuts. Not me.
Man, those Krispy Kreme workers were probably worked to death after that. Like you remember that meme with the Popeyes chicken sandwich of the
Yeah.
the workers just looking like they were beat to death, you know? Those are like Krispy Kreme employees right now.
They better be paid overtime. Shout out to Krispy Kreme donut
Exactly.
employees.
Some poor teenager's probably like ripping his hair out, you know?
Please
Probably
don't.
traumatized from the day Krispy Kreme has to go to therapy. But shout out to McDonald's for sponsoring us.
Yeah, fucking
With
our
this
food,
delicious
for
meal.
today. This becomes a tradition for us, just eating food on here. This is our mukbang podcast.
Exactly. Shout out to Mickey D's.
Shout out for Mickey D's, and for me, only my senior year, figuring out that their nuggets are actually shaped to be something. Like, this is supposed to be a boot.
See, I remember reading that and being like, what are they supposed to be shaped as?
A bell, a boot, a ball. Or the other one. It's 4 shapes, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
Wow. Shout out to them for trying, I guess.
Shout out to my econ teacher for teaching me this and not how economy works.
Exactly. How does economy work? Level 99 mob boss, you know? But yeah.
But
Shout out to Krispy Kreme.
shout out to Krispy Kreme, and then congrats to the graduating class of 2022, aka me.
Freaking losers. Woo! Welcome to the real world.
Ooh.
You know what's funny?
What?
I think the funniest thing about graduating classes is when you have like elementary school children.
Mm-hmm.
They're like being promoted. Like, you fucking losers. Like, that's nothing to celebrate. Congratulations, you made it through the 6th grade. Like, woo, get a load of this fucking guy. Stupid kids.
Fucking 8th graders.
Exactly. And their parents are all posting them proud, like, my child made it through. My child, what's a very common, like, single mother kid name? My child, Braden. My child, Braden Tyson Bryson II made it through, made it through the 6th grade with only 7 detentions. Like,
And only 1 suspension.
exactly. I'm just like, fucking, I hate kids.
Like, I hate them. Like, no. Like, back when you were in 6th grade, you promoted and you thought you were the biggest little shit in the
Exactly.
world. Now look at you.
Exactly. Which, speaking of which, I remember I have a friend who, got pregnant in high school. But I think the thing that made me feel old is like she's gonna be celebrating her kid's 15th.
Oh shit!
And I was like, fuck, I'm getting old. like Jesus Christ, you know. Granted, she got pregnant very early, but
Yeah, I was gonna say like
nonetheless, still,
most
like,
of
I'm
us
just
are
like,
not that far in age. Well, 10 years.
So, but I was just like, damn, you know, like maybe I am getting old. But yeah, moral of the story is I don't want to see your stupid kids promoting from the 6th grade. You and your silver teeth ass children.
Yeah.
But that's always been funny to me. People are like, my child's getting promoted, and I'm like, I hate your child. But yeah, shout out to only the high schoolers and college graduates.
Yeah.
Any other grade, you're not deserving of a celebration. You still have a lot more to go through, pal. You think you deserve a diploma for making it through recess? Well, guess again, buddy. Guess again.
Yeah, but on a more serious note, I will have to bring it up just because it is going around and like I'm just kind of like very, like I don't know, like I haven't talked about much about this topic around people, but like, you know, like, huge support to the families in Texas.
Oh yeah, that's tragic.
Like it's just fucked up. Like and then like I see on the internet like, people are trying to like blame it on like things like it shouldn't be like no, screw your thoughts and prayers. Actually do something.
You know, it's like it's crazy. You know, it's like, you know, you can't make an argument because for the longest time, like people would never do anything.
Yeah.
You know, like every time something like this happens, and you know, I'm not trying to get political on the pod, but since the topic's brought up, you know, it's worth a mention. It's like they could have done something about this the first time it happened.
Yeah.
You know, fucking gun control. You know, anything. Like you could have done something, but it's just no one did anything. No one did anything, and like I think the depressing part about this whole thing is that like, you know, the biggest fear, like, whenever any of these things happen is that this is going to become something that's normal.
Yeah.
You know, that this is just going to become something that, unfortunately, is considered an inevitability. You know? And that's what everyone was trying to stop. Was, like, this just becoming something that we just can't stop. And I think, unfortunately, like, we're past that point. You know? Like you're,
this is like the Wuth shooting, and, like, it's only, like, May.
Exactly. Like, you know, like, you already have politicians using the rhetoric of, like, there's nothing we could have done.
But there's multiple things they can do.
They of course, you know, like you already have politicians talking about like, you know, they already have scripts set up. You know, you have like the more right wing, you know, facets of like politics talking about like, you know, who can we blame? What marginalized minority group can we blame this on? You know, how can we deviate from the very obvious thing that could stop this from happening? You know, because it's against our political interests. Mm-hmm. How can we try to drive the attention? Like they have a script set up for any time this happens.
Yeah.
You know? And of course you have the other side also. You know, the more liberal aspects like arguing the opposite. You know, trying to see how they can be like, see like the other side is wrong, therefore you should vote for us. You know, you have like the right talking about like what minority group can we blame, and then you have the liberal the
liberal left trying to use it to their own advantage to gain more political
exactly
gain.
like yeah exactly. Just saying like you know, of course, like they already started using the language. This is the most important election of our lifetime. Which just goes to show, like...
They don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit. Like, we're past the point where anything can be done. And, you know, the very obvious answer for, like, all this would be, like... What they, like, could have done is, like, you know, the gun control issue. You know, like... Mm-hmm. Like, that could have solved a lot of things. When other countries have, like, you know... Things like this happen, like... Stuff gets done very fast. Yeah. You know? But for the U.S., for whatever reason, it's just not a reality.
We claim to be fast moving, but we're not.
There's no like immediate response. There's nothing, and like it's weird because at this point it transcended the gun control issue. Like we let it get so bad that like it's like okay, if you do issue gun control, like is it even gonna stop anything at this point? Maybe it could have a few years ago when like you had the first couple shootings. You know, now it's like nothing's gonna change because you have a culture that's like. Has normalized it so much, it's so ingrained that people dying for mass atrocities is just so normal that like people don't even need guns to do them anymore. You have people like like that whole incel that was running over people in his car.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you didn't need a gun. You had the stabbing in like the fucking London metro. Like this was walking around with a fucking like butcher knife. You know, you have like the fucking you have the mosque shooter. You have like the dude from like Florida, you know? you have like the El Paso guy, like the good like. There's people that like they made bombs out of pressure cookers and shit to kill people. The fucking Ariana Grande bombing at her concert, like it's like there's nothing you can even do anymore. Like it's like the obvious answer that could have prevented a lot of this back in the day is having some kind of like sense of gun control, even at the bare minimum, until you figure out like what the fuck is going on. But because nothing was done, there was so much political theater being put. You know, you had both sides not arguing any kind of like concrete like tangible responses. Now we're at a point where like everyone's quality of life is shit. The economy has gotten to a point where like it's so unsustainable, no one can afford anything. The standard of living sucks. You have people that like depression culture is such a big thing too. Like it gets like and like you get to this thing where it's like because of like the way society is in social media and like Western media, just kind of like glorifying these things as like, you know, this is what we're, you know, this is just something that's normal, and anytime anyone does it, you know, you're gonna be like hitting the spotlight for a bit. Like this has just become like all these factors have led this to just be like a reality of being a you know, citizen of America or an inhabitant of America. This is just a reality. You just have to get used to the fact that you run the risk of getting fucking shot up anywhere, you know, because that's just by someone who just lost their shit. Like, you know, like regardless of like, you know, medium for committing that atrocity. And it's just like, I feel like that's just the biggest failure, like of like the people in power, you know, the people in power is their biggest failure. Like that they created all the variables that led up to this, you know, like they created the shitty just living conditions we're in today as like, you know, people of like American society, you know, the culture that's so ingrained in like, you know, who can we blame on the violence versus trying to like, you know, fucking like, you know, try to get to the root cause of the violence and see if there's anything we can do to like stop this violence from happening or not giving the people the means to commit these atrocities. Instead, it creates this blame game that just adds more fuel to the fire. You know, you have one side that can't get shit done and the other side that just scapegoats like as many like marginalized groups as they can. And it's like, we really are at a point where this is just normal. You know, we really are at a point where it's like the extreme is no longer the extreme. You know, it's like it's just reality at this point.
Yeah.
So it's really like I think that's the real fucked up thing, and like you really have like it's like the only like thing you can really do is like you can get angry and then you're desensitized because you know it's just the same shit's just gonna happen later.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's like, and people die. And that's like the sad part. It's like, and people die. And that's just normal to us now. You know, like we live in a fucking country of abundance and yet shit like this happens, you know? And it's just the failure of American society. It's the failure of the American two-party system. It's the failure of the American government. Like it's the failure of the people in power. And it's like, that's just what it is. You know, it's very like nihilistic to even think about, but it's like, that really is the reality we live in, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like the people that could have done something never did. And to be honest, at this point, I'm convinced they never will.
Yeah. I think like for me, the most striking part is that it was another elementary school. Like the other one I remember like hearing was the Sandy Hook one.
Sandy
and, like,
Hook.
This like Uvalde, just like it's the fact that these are children. It's like Jesus fuck. And then, I don't know. I guess that's enough political for this hot minute. Mm-hmm. So I guess we should just move on. How do we move on for that?
I know, that's a tough one, man. It's kind of that's a hard one to follow up because it's very grim.
It's very grim
and sober, you know. But I think the best way to follow it up is in times like these, you know, the city needs a hero that not the one that they want, but the one they need.
Oh yes,
you know?
Batman, aka the Twilight sequel.
E-boy Batman.
E-boy
vampire Batman.
E-boy
something in
hot
the
topic.
way, man, you know?
Something's in
it's
my
just,
ass.
Exactly. Something's in my ass. Ooh.
Okay,
Batman, suck my ass. Ooh. Yeah, honestly, like, look,
it was a good movie.
Off the bat, yeah, I like the movie, you know?
I will say this, you can't call it a Nirvana Batman if there's only one Nirvana song. That's my only criticism.
Exactly, yeah, he's not, like, he's just... I think the funny thing about this Batman is like he's just e-boy Batman.
He's e-boy like, Batman, but
he's rich kid that like, you know,
he's basically a recluse.
Yeah, he's basically a recluse rich kid that's like, oh man, you know, he like has to fight with people on the internet. And it's like it's basically E-Boy versus Reddit is like
E-Boy versus Reddit. No, yeah, the Riddler. This is my favorite interpretation, just because it's literally Reddit Riddler. He's like literally his fucking Instagram live. Hey guys, thanks for all the followers, all the support.
Riddler is just a guy that got blackpilled from being too online. You know,
he was on r/nice guys, and even then he got kicked out.
He was the guy that spent too much time on the r/poll. You know, like, and slowly made his way to the r/blackpilled. Like he's just that guy. You know,
we went from r/nice guy to r/blackpilled.
It's cool to see a movie that actually portrays like today.
Yeah, like, no, okay.
Because that is something that could entirely happen. You know, just a guy that spends so much time on the internet. He's like, I need to kill the president. Like, you know, he's just,
I need to kill
the mayor. I need to kill the mayor. I need
to kill the Batman because like, he was a more privileged kid than I was, and I was like singing.
He's like, Alex Jones told me to kill the murderer. No, it's because I think my favorite part about that like scene where the Riddler is like being interrogated by Batman and like, you know, prison is like Paul Dano is just, you know, crazy, but like, you know, he's got the handcuffs, he's fucking singing Ave Maria and everything, and then like if you pay close attention, he's wearing a ring that's way too big for his head. So like it's just like just take it off. Like it's like I remember seeing a tweet where someone was like, "This is fucking stupid. Like you could just take that ring off. Like, they didn't even give a fuck when they made this movie." And it's funny. You think to yourself like, "Yeah, it's funny." Yeah. Like it's in a sense it's comical. You know, it's like I don't know if that was intentional or not, but if it was, like that's genius.
I think it's just to go to show that like
it adds to the absurdity. Of the whole thing,
okay,
you know?
Even then, like comic-wise in general, the Riddler was never supposed to be a big powerhouse physically. He's just a scrawny guy who likes riddles.
Exactly. He was perfect to be the Reddit villain. You know?
Yeah, but like I will say this,
he's unhappy because he kept posting. That's the problem.
I will say this, I do like this version of Batman, not just because it's Robert Pattinson. Then again, Robert Pattinson did do an amazing job in The Lighthouse, but only because I want to say it's like I don't want to call it an antithesis, but like a literally kind of like a reverse to the Christopher Nolan Batman.
So just because this is a conversation that I had actually.
Ooh.
Where I'm just like, this is a very interesting thing because like I see a lot of people being like, Christopher Nolan's, you know, Heath Ledger Batman, you know, Christian Bale's like, you know, like that. It's still 10 times better. I'm like, you guys are comparing the wrong things here. You know, like, I'm just they're two entirely different movies.
Exactly. Like, my only comparison is just like, because it's very different and not in the sense, because Christopher Nolan's or Christian Bale's reminds me a lot of how Batman is in the comics. Very much involved, very like a philanthropist, has that playboy persona, like that even like Bruce keeps up in the comics. Robert Pattinson's, however, like it's even explained in the movies, he has done absolutely nothing for his city. He's very reclusive. Is at this point basically a creep. We see when he's stalking Selena. So it's very much a more almost like they're very much playing into like the E-boy kind of like stuff, but it's also very much like they're playing into like his trauma made him this much of a recluse, and he's been so isolated from like his city, and this is the only way he knows how to fix it. Right.
And I think the big difference, which why I think the comparisons for Christopher Nolan's Batman versus this one is that like they're two entirely different movies.
Yeah.
You know, this Batman, this new Batman that came out, like if you really think about it, the story doesn't necessarily revolve around Batman.
It revolves around the city.
It revolves around Gotham.
Like, each story could have been its own thing. Catwoman,
exactly.
The Penguin.
All these people are products of Gotham.
Of product and of Batman. The Penguin, who...
Well, I would say more... I would argue not of Batman. I would argue they're products of Gotham.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, you can't have Batman without Gotham. That's where it's, like, mutually exclusive.
Yes.
But in Christopher Nolan's rendition of the Batman, the whole series is a character study of Batman.
This is
like everything, like the city exists because of the Waynes. You know, like the whole like aspect of like every character in one way or another exists to test Batman, to test you know, Christian Bale, to really like
to test his morality.
Exactly, like every character exists to test him. You know, like, they exist as the way to, like, be some kind of obstacle versus his righteousness. You know, and I think that's the beauty of, like, Christopher Nolan's Batman. It's a character
Dark
study.
Knight trilogy.
Like, everything revolves around him. He's the center of the universe in all those movies. You know, like simple as like the first one with Ra's al Ghul. You know, like his whole thing is like Ra's al Ghul made him because he saw him as like the one to fight against evil. But you know, the big like conflict there is like Ra's al Ghul believes eradicating evil versus Batman thinking like you can save the city that is him. You know, he is Gotham. Like he wants to save that part of him. You know, and that's basically what the movie is like he's fighting to save that part of himself in that movie. The second movie, and then the second one is like he's fighting to save like he's basically fighting to save his morals, which is the whole movie is about. Like even like that famous line like that the Joker says, even like you know, it's supposed to be said a little jokingly, but it's like I think that's the heart of the like every Batman villain in the Christopher Nolan universe is when the Joker says is when the Joker says like kill you, you know, I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? You complete me. Like that. I think that's the essence of the whole Christopher Nolan universe.
I will say this. I feel like Two-Face in that movie, you know, Joker's the big reveal, the big bad guy in the movie. Two-Face also, I feel like, is an underrated player because literally Two-Face was made because of Batman. Because, you know, he's a byproduct of the fight between him and the Joker. Right. But, like, he's also there to test his morals. I think
the Joker created Two-Face in that sense Two-Face. Because he created Two-Face as a way to, like, get something that will break the Batman and get him to break his rule, you know, like, and it basically
worked.
No, of course,
the last scene with like Gordon and like Dan and like Batman, like that, like, you know, the Joker in the end of the day still technically won.
Well, exactly, because he got Batman to break his rule. You know, he got the city to turn on Batman. You know?
And then the third movie with Bane and Talia. And Catwoman, what would you say about that?
I mean, I think it revolves around the same thing. It's like,
not just physically, but at the same time, like, not just like his
it's
morals, but like his motivation, because he literally broke the bat.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's the symbolism of it. You know, like Batman was first like spiritually or morally broken in the second movie, and then in the third movie, it all manifested physically when he was physically broken by Bane. And the whole movie is like Batman kind of like relearning this, you know, building himself back up from being broken. Like this whole idea of him like
rising from the pit, literally.
Exactly, like rising from the pit, how like the movie says, in order to fight against this like uprising that's coming in from the undergrounds of Gotham, which is like symbolic of like the uprising that was going inside Batman, you know?
Yeah.
And like Batman being the only one that could save it. You know, Batman being the only one that could save Gotham.
Yeah,
you know?
Save Gotham from Tom Hardy.
Exactly. And I think with, like, you know, because you can't have a Christopher Nolan spin-off of the villains. Like, you really can't. Because there would be no, like, movie that could exist without Batman in the Christopher Nolan universe. But in this, like, newer edition of Gotham, I think what they're trying to do is, like, DC's kind of attempting to build a more comprehensive universe, mini-universe within the Batman, like, universe where, like, you know, the Penguin could have his own story. Catwoman could have his own story. You know, the Joker could have his own one. The Riddler, you know. I mean, they could all kind of have their own little stories, like with Batman just kind of like, just there, you know, maybe not even like being in the movie. Like,
he's partially the driving force, but at the same time, he's just kind of there for support. He's
right, exactly. Yeah, he's not the main driver in like Gotham's like story in this movie, although he is a big part of it.
Although,
you know, because
I will say
his
this
family
about the
being
movie.
like a powerful family.
Yeah, like the Riddler kind of was because of like the Waynes. Catwoman was her own thing, and mostly because of like her dad. Penguin inadvertently is a product of Batman and I forgot his name, but you know what I'm talking about. The Catwoman's dad. But yeah, although I will say this. We should have pirated the movie. Want to know why? Because Robert Pattinson said if this movie failed, he would just turn to porn.
Oh God, that's funny.
He said that. He would.
No, I know. Yeah. I mean that would low-key be hilarious. He'd be like, I'm about to show my shiny vampire dick. He'd be like, to kill myself, I'm gonna show my shiny vampire dick. And then bomb chicka wah wah after that. But no, yeah, I think that's what I like. I just think like that's why it's a little funny to see like the comparisons, because it's like they're not the same like movie. You know, they're completely different like structure wise.
Yeah.
You know, like
speaking of things being completely different structure wise and always comparing them, the new Bad Bunny album.
Ooh, that's another spicy topic.
Yeah, because like I love the album.
Oh man,
dude. I'm honestly shocked when like I heard people didn't like the album.
Yeah, I mean, genuinely, it was a good album. I don't know why people didn't like it. I thought it was a pretty good album. I felt like it was solid. You know, yeah, it was. There are some fillers here and there. I mean, but you have like everything you expect from a Bad Bunny album. You have your bangers. You know,
you have your party song. You have
your party songs. You have your experimental stuff. You have your like Latin vibe stuff. I mean, you know, and then
you have
like
your collab with the returning artist.
Exactly. You know, and like, you know, you have your like artists that you expect to be
You have
there.
that one song that literally like has a deeper meaning if you do the research into it. Andrea is the one.
You have your sad stuff. You know, everything. Like you have you know, it's everything you expect, and it's a solid album.
Did a great job.
I think the thing is, people expected another Yo hago lo que me dé la gana. And like that's where people got disappointed. I'm like, well, you can't expect the same thing twice. Like, you know.
Exactly. No, like he was literally teasing an album for the summer. Yeah. This is the summer.
It's a
album.
summer vibes album, and I think like I like that. Who doesn't like summer vibes music?
Yeah, like I went to the beach and I made my friends play this album.
And like off the bat, you have like Moscow Mule, which is an amazing song.
You got the Zumba song, Después de la Playa.
Oh, exactly. You have like Agosto, which is another amazing song.
Porto Bonito is like my favorite one right now.
Exactly. And I mean, like, it's a solid album.
Andrea is a good one for like vibe. I mean, I personally don't like that house song.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the few ones that was like out of place.
Yeah, you know, like Party fit in perfectly.
Yeah.
The other one, I forgot what it was called, but like
I feel like the house song is the one that I was like, why is this in here?
Because it feels out of place, and then
it is kind of odd that he just threw in fucking Caíta at the end, and I was like, yeah, all right, whatever, you know, like you just needed a filler at that point. But it's like, I mean, still a solid album, you know, it's not bad. I mean, I think it deserves to be in the top of whatever it is right now.
Yeah, number one and like listened.
Exactly. So
I'm just waiting for the tour now. I want to see what he does this time.
Exactly. So I mean, I think it was a solid one. You know, I've heard people's different opinions on why they didn't like it, and I don't know. I feel like the criticisms are bad. If I'm being honest, like the criticisms are definitely bad. Because it's like, what did you expect? Like, I don't know what people expected. I mean, other than they wanted a repeat of the last album, which is not going to happen.
I don't know. The last two albums, because the last album was Último Tour del Mundo.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. I meant like his last like, you know, like full like reggaeton album. And I think that's where like people kind of like don't understand that artists aren't really going to do that because it's not profitable in the long run.
I really see Benito as an artist because he's not afraid to experiment. That's what an artist does. They branch out of their comfort zone.
And I think that's why I like, even though I didn't really like the, you know, house song, I think, you know, it's worth appreciating, being like, hey, like he's, you know, venturing out of stuff that people wouldn't, you know,
like he went into
specifically
rock,
like
he went
expect
into,
the Latino artist to do.
He went into like a bunch of more rap.
Yeah, he's branching out in like other genres that you don't see a lot of, like, you know,
what
like
an artist should do.
Yeah,
he's not afraid to take those risks, and like he even like I feel like it was a ballsy move when he released like his like songs that weren't gonna be released. Like the songs that didn't make it, that album.
Exactly.
Because like that one didn't have a theme. That's literally like, yo, these are the songs that we didn't release that didn't make it into like
right, which not a lot of artists do, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, so you know, fucking love him.
Yeah.
I'm also like not over the fact I saw this one TikTok of like these people doing a podcast saying like, oh, if Bad Bunny wasn't famous, I wouldn't find him cute.
I mean, that's pretty sure that's the case with like 90% celebrities.
Yeah, I'm just like
it's like, okay, cool, like thank you for your opinion, you know.
Thank you.
But no, yeah, you know, solid album. I really don't understand why people didn't like it. I mean, I think the tour's gonna be great. It's happening during the summer. It's perfect.
Please take me this time or sneak me in.
Yeah,
last time
I mean, because like his last, like, you know, when I went to a show recently, like a few months ago, like I mean, performance was great. He was the only act too. Mm-hmm. So I thought the performance was solid. You know, like very long set list.
Low key want to rent that Airbnb of his truck.
Right. You know, like I thought it was absolutely solid, and I will stand by my word that I think the new album is solid. You know, I really, really do.
Like I like it. I want to see this tour. Please take me and don't FaceTime me. Sneak me into the luggage if you have to.
We'll see. We shall see.
Yeah.
But yeah. So verdict, I would say I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was.
Yeah.
You know, I'd give it a rating that's up there.
Like,
not like it's without its like, you know, like flaws.
Like
but
there's
it's still
no
good.
such. I feel like no, there is. I don't know. I feel like music, there is no such thing as a perfect album. Like, sure, we may have our arguments, but like,
no one's gonna like everything you put out.
Yeah. You know, we do stand Benito for being ballsy and like just not afraid. Also, just being like a very like kind heart in general.
Exactly. That's what you have to do as an artist. You know.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
But other about mixed opinions, Spy X Family. But we're not talking about the show right now. We're not talking about
the weeb world. Never fails to.
We're going back to
repulse me.
We're going back to our weeb topics now. Like, we've decided, like, for this podcast, we're not just going to stick to anime only. We are nerds at the end of the day. We are geeks.
At the end of the day, we like other things.
We like other things.
We don't stick solely to anime.
Yeah, but this isn't going to be my review of, like, the anime in its entirety right now. Only because one, episodes are still pumping out, so I'd rather give, like, my verdict and review after at least the first season is released. So it's probably not going to be for a while. But mostly because something that came up on TikTok, and if you guys are Spy X Family fans, you know what I'm talking about, because God. So, for those of you who don't know Spy X Family, it's basically like a spy adopts a little like telepathic girl and like fakes a marriage with this assassin, but they don't know that they're a spy and an assassin. Only the little girl knows because, you know, she's a mind reader. But in order to kind of like save the world, she has to like enter this prestige school. And, like, you know, and then both, like, adults are navigating, like, what it's like to either be a married couple, faking being a married couple, or just raising a child in general. You know, not easy. You're going to have your, like, you know, mess up moments and your sweet moments there. But basically, on TikTok, it was one of the first couple episodes, but someone took, like, a screenshot of, like, the spy, like, the father, like, hugging the little girl because she passed an entrance exam. And like, you know, art wise, if you're gonna draw someone kind of like being like, you know, affectionate, like in any sort of way, you're gonna like want to draw like, you know, a little blush. So this guy, and I guess looking through the comments, like this guy was not joking, he was serious, but it said, I don't understand why you guys like Spy X Family. They're literally sexualizing this little girl. Look at the way he's holding her.
Granted, he was spinning her just like any loving father would.
Yeah.
Very, you know, innocent, like, very affectionate. You know, they wanted to make that cute, you know, adorable father, you know, daughter relationship.
This adorable father-daughter was like an actual healthy relationship, which is rare in anime.
And of course, you know, just like
the weeb community never sees
the community never fails to just
actually no. This is
just
the only
apparently shove their heads in the gutter.
Actually, no. This is the one time I've seen the weeb community rally together against one person because everyone was just like,
yeah,
dude, that's not sexualized at all. This is like someone in the weeb community has to be like, yeah, I know it's sexualized. Everyone else is like, what the fuck? Right.
And I mean, yeah, it is one of those things where it's like, what exactly did you find sexual about that?
What did you see that we didn't? Do I need to rewatch the episode?
I think, though, what is kind of warranted, not exactly what that guy said, but just, like, about, like, anime in general, it relies a lot on, like, weird fetishy stuff that even a lot of, like, normal people might not understand as, like, a fetish, you know? Like, that weird, like, cuddle affection shit, like, looking deeply into your eyes, you know? Like, you know, stuff that, like, deviates from, like, normal, like, fetishness. And I think, like, at some point, I don't, you know, maybe the fucking writers of the show were going for something that was kind of weird and, you know, cute, and maybe, like, someone would find one way or another, like, overly affectionate, but it's like, I don't think that's what they were going for. No, I think it's just, you know, cute father-daughter moment. That's adorable. And then, like, you know, some fucking weirdo out there is like, this is just like every other weird anime I like watching, you know? And it's like, come on, man, like, get your mind out of the gutter.
It's like, dude, one, you know? It's a little girl. Like, she's like, what, 5? 4?
Yeah. I mean, granted, you know, there is such thing as, like, lollies and fucking
unfortunately.
anime, so it's like, you know, there's, like, certain stuff you can't avoid, you know, like, in anime, unfortunately. That's just the state of how it is.
Shout out to this guy for single-handedly uniting the anime community under one flag and being like, bro, you good? Exactly. All I gotta say is, maybe, this might cross the line saying it, but repressed daddy issues.
I was gonna say, someo's childhood trauma when they saw that scene, you know? Poor fella. He doesn't need anime, he needs therapy. But yeah, no, it is like it is just funny to see someone default to that for being an anime fan. It's like, because your mind has been so poisoned by all the fan service, it's like you immediately default to, this is supposed to be sexual. Like,
in the wise words, let's see if I can find it. In the wise words of my friend, who I would wish to quote, but I don't want to reveal the name. Let me look. I probably would just like kind of paraphrase this. Where is it? I am looking for it. It's like he doesn't need something. I don't know. I forgot what he said, but it's like in the wise words of like the paraphrase words of my friend. This man doesn't need pussy. He needs a father figure.
That's funny. Of course. I mean, yeah. You know, he doesn't need pussy or anime. He needs a fucking hug. Like, it's like, yeah, dude. It's just, you know. It's just funny to see someone whose mind is so like poisoned by all the fan service that they immediately default to like, this has to be sexual.
Yeah, and like even like I guess like I've seen some pretty like, you know, fucked up shit like watching anime, but like even then I can tell this was just a regular like sweet moment.
Yeah, and it's like not everything is anime. It's like not everything
follows the rules of like
it's
stereotypical
like just,
anime.
It's like just let things be. You know? Like it doesn't have to be what you know, the whole Freudian slip this guy had. And it's like, what can you do? You know?
Yeah. But next on the anime news, Hunter x Hunter's getting a new season, fucking finally.
Oh, that's right. They are getting a new season. What do you think about that?
I'm still watching Hunter x Hunter because, like, since it has a lot of episodes, my commitment issues, but you know, I'm excited for it to be a new season. I know a lot of my friends are.
I mean, it's definitely one that, like, you know, they have a lot of ground to cover from, like, the past one, so it's good that they're getting another season.
Yeah, I think it was like a big news about it. It's like it's after a long time too. Like
right.
what, since 2011?
I think so. Yeah, I think they haven't gone something since.
So like what? It's been like over 10 years now.
Yep.
If only we can get Aura on season 2.
There you go. You know, I mean, hey, at least they got something. Yeah. It's just you know, it's kind of interesting to see a lot of those like older stuff getting rebooted. You know, which is like
or like
nice
actually
to see.
Finally like getting updated.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, even though like you know, Hunter x Hunter is a very consistent, like you know, getting another season 10 years later, but you know, it's nice to see the older stuff popping up. Like you know, like Shaman King's getting a remake too, which is gonna be really cool. Is it already out? I haven't even checked.
Shaman King, I think
the new remake, is it?
I want to say it is because I've seen stuff on it.
Right. I mean, I saw the trailer when they first announced it. I just don't know if it's.
I'm still waiting for Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, you know that's that. You know what? Like we can only hope that I think they announced something for it.
They announced something. It's like just coming later this year, which I don't mind it getting delayed. Considering again, Studio Mappa, they need breaks. I don't mind it getting delayed considering the Studio Mappa, and also I have to wait another year for the finale of Attack on Titan. I cannot speak tonight.
That's funny.
Another year, you know, it's better than the fucking.
Yeah, it's like you know they gotta keep it waiting. Like it's very interesting how like the you know like the consistency of the anime industry is like they're mass producing so much like that they're like all right we need to like time our like popular ones so we can get people to like hop on the other ones. You know like you know it's like you gotta strategically place like the releases like to give people time to watch the other ones because like. There's only so much mass binge watching you can do. It's like there's so much content being produced out there by these anime studios.
I will say this, because I forgot to ask our list to talk about, but it was pretty quick that they announced the Kingdom Hearts Season 4. I was waiting for I was debating it's like, is it going to be like another additional like 5 to like 7 years? Because like Kingdom Hearts 3 was released not that long ago.
Yeah, was it like a year or two ago?
A year or two ago, because I remember finishing it.
Yeah.
But where to get like, you know, Sora's in the real world.
There you go, yeah.
He doesn't have his big ass shoes, is my only complaint.
It is kind of funny how they finally put him in like a modern day city. You know, so like now they gotta give him like modern day like, you know, things like Sora, like the pay rent mission. You know?
Sora, mortgage mission.
Yeah. Sora gets into credit card debt. Now we're fighting not just the Heartless, but consumer debt. Oh, buy more Disney gear.
Sora in the bills department.
Sora goes through a breakup. Kyrie gets an OnlyFans. You know, like they just gotta give them modern
Kyrie
day.
And Riku
you know,
get OnlyFans.
Exactly. Riku finds out he's bi-curious. You know, like they gotta give them modern day plot stories. You know.
Riku finds out there's a pride section at Target.
Dick Fight Island.
Dick Fight Island. Requiem. Oh yeah, no, I love the fucking memes on Dick Fight Island since that one.
I love how on the nose that name is.
It's Dick straight to the
Fight
point.
Island.
Dick Fight Island.
See, my favorite thing about like when shit like that gets like known to the public, it's like You have those people that will like defend it, like
tooth and nails with their
That's
lives.
the hill they choose to die on is Dick Fight Island. You know, like
Gotta be a hell of
it's art, all right. You just can't appreciate it. It's like, look, man, call smut. It's what it is. You know, like just because it's your favorite smut doesn't not make it smut. You know, it's like everyone already thinks you're weird. No one's gonna think any less of you. Like, just enjoy it. All right.
I feel like they know what they were doing when they chose the name Dick Fight
Island.
Because how much I want to bet you? Like, I'm gonna look into it. I'm debating reading it. It's like, oh god, no, I want to traumatize myself.
Those people who gotta read Dick Fight Island for research purposes. That's funny.
But like, I wonder, like the creator's like, yeah, I'm gonna make this.
Yeah,
and just like, I was like, what are you gonna call it? It's like, dude, bro, hear me out.
It is kind of funny because it's like when you think you've heard like the most absurd thing any like manga or anime artist has produced, it's like it's so easy to find something worse. It's like there's just infinitely worse things, you know? Like I think that's the funniest thing about stuff like that, about like the smut aspect of anime.
Yeah,
it's like
no,
manga. Like there's just there's always, it's like when you think you found the worst one, there's always something worse.
I know. Which is like, you know, this is the one good thing that anime itself, just as an entire genre, will never cease to surprise me. You think you find the most obscure name? No. Dick Fight Island.
Exactly.
What's it about?
It's like I love the anime manga genre. It'll just it'll never cease to make me cringe. You know, like, which is hilarious. Dick Fight Island. Wow. What a name, you know. Sora and Riku on Dick Fight Island.
Who will come out victorious?
But Donald, we gotta go to Dick Fight Island to fight the Heartless. Sora, get out of Donald's mouth. And Donald's like, hello, my good sir. that's why Donald sounds like that.
Oh yeah.
He's just constantly has something in his mouth. You know, like, he's constantly at Dick Fight Island. That's why he sounds that way. Oh my god, that's funny.
So speaking of Disney and anime, there's actually talks of Disney getting an anime soon. Or like Disney actually like getting an anime from the same person who did Black Butler. So there is this game that was released in Japan and then later released in the US called Twist in Wonderland. You'd think it would be a Disney dating sim, but no, they fool you with that, and that's what I called great marketing.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait for Big Titty Maleficent.
They're all men.
Oh, we're not getting a Big Titty Maleficent.
No,
that's horrible.
I know, right?
Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
I mean, Disney's like, you already get Angelina Jolie. That's all you get.
I feel like I got ripped off, bamboozled. It's not fair. You mean we're not getting a Big Titty Maleficent?
The disappointment on your face.
This is like, horrible. God. How the hell is Disney gonna do anime without adding the very necessary elements, if that makes anime?
Because you want to know who consumes the most Disney products.
Weird Disney adults.
That and mostly it's marketed towards the female community.
Oh God. Well, I mean, at least that means they'll be getting Dick Fight Island. You know, Disney Dick Fight Island.
No, yeah, but like there is talks of like, because the art was done by the same manga art.
Treasure Island or whatever. Was that Disney?
Yeah, Treasure Island. Yeah.
Dick Fight Treasure Island. I love it.
But no, the same author and artist who did Black Butler. So she did all the art and she helped with the writing. Mm-hmm. There's not an English voice release, but there's an English sub release for the game, which took 2 fucking years.
It took 2 years?
Yeah, I know. You think like with something as popular as like that, like it would immediately cross over within like less than a month or like a year. No, 2 years, because the game in Japan is barely gonna hit their 2nd year anniversary. Mm-hmm. Oh, you really broke Gojo.
Oh wait, no, I fixed it. Haha, we're back in business. Sorry, almost broke the toy.
For context, I have this little toy on my desk, which is a little Gojo on a spring, and Young Osama here is very, very entertained by it.
Yes, I love this little thing.
It's just bouncing up and down.
Wow. The simple. That's what matters. Okay, back to Disney Dick Fight Island. No, yeah, you know, I'm just mad we're not going to be getting Big Titty Maleficent.
You get male Maleficent, that's all you get.
Oh my god.
And apparently he's 7 foot tall, and I don't know if it's counting with the horns or without the horns.
It's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, but the Disney villains included are Maleficent, Queen of Hearts, Scar, Ursula, Jafar, Hades, and the Evil Queen. Hades is the one that surprised me a little bit.
Oh, that's true.
You forget that Hades is part of it. But I wouldn't necessarily count Hades as evil. He's just a guy.
Yeah, he's just a dude, you know. He's just doing his job.
He's just doing his job.
Literally just doing his job.
Look,
and Hercules
was
is busting his chain. You know?
Yeah, no, like literally he was given the short end of the stick. If you were given the short end of the stick, you would do the same thing.
Exactly.
Overthrow your family.
Like he's like the bad guy that you're like, you know, come on guys, you know, whom amongst us, you know?
Whomst amongst us. Yeah. But looking out for the Disney anime if you have Disney Plus. Hopefully it doesn't take 2 years to release.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, knowing the turnaround time. It's because I feel like Disney's not, like, entirely sold on it. Because, and like, I think the thing that's, like, stopping them from being more, like, you know...
Oh, no, I feel they're going to be sold on it considering marketing-wise. Like...
It's because I think the thing that, like, I think Disney understands... Because if there's one thing Disney understands, it's fandoms. You know, like, Disney understands the way fans think, you know, the way they work. And that's why they're so good, you know? And I think they're still trying to mentally prepare for they're going to have to take on some of the anime fan base now. And there's a lot of weird things. There's a lot of things that go against the Disney.
I mean, they took on the Star Wars fan base, which I think is saying something.
Yeah, but I feel like with Star Wars, it's not as bad because it's still nerds. You know, with like anime, like just anime as a whole, like you're dealing with a weirder fan base. You know, like it's only a matter of time until they have NSFW fucking like what's the anime the Disney anime called?
Twist of Wonderland.
Twist of Wonderland fan fiction. You know, like webtoons.
Oh God, not webtoons.
So, you know, it's like it's only, and I think like Disney's trying to be like, how do we keep it PG-13?
No, they can't.
That's gonna be a very hard thing.
No, they can't because so my friend and I have the game just out of curiosity. And, like, you know, it's very promising. Story-wise, it's very well written, but they are heavily playing into the fan service.
Of course
Disney knows. Disney knows.
Yeah, like exactly.
They are not afraid to take it on because they know what the mouse says goes. And do you think the mouse cares about being PG? No.
Well, at some point, like, I feel like we're definitely in a time where it's like, you know, unfortunately, like, everyone's so desensitized to that kind of stuff. It's like, what was considered PG-13, like, now would never fly, like, 10 years ago, you know? So they could definitely take on more of, like, the weird stuff, I feel. Yeah. I just think they're kind of, like, I feel like they're avoiding it, you know? Like, they're like, all right, we'll give them a video game. We'll give them a video game.
Disney in the U.S. is avoiding it. Disney in Japan, they're embracing it. I will say this. My only criticism with the game is why the fuck do the fucking motorcycles look like that? It looks like a bad Tron wheel. Like, it's because, play the game. They have a motorcycle called the Magic Wheel because the game's all magic. Because the story for this game is you're basically isekai'd into this world and you're a magicless human. The great thing about it is the dialogue you get to choose for your character is very realistic because it's just like, so when are you going to send me home?
That's funny.
So, yeah, I will give it that. But they have this one bike, which isn't relevant to the plot, but I just love to shit on it because it looks weird. Because it's called a Magic Wheel and it's literally a one-wheel motorcycle. And it looks like the fucking bikes from the Lorax. Like, I'll pull up a picture right now. Like, it looks fucking stupid. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Because when I think cool Disney bike, I think Tron.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you know, you think they'd have, like, a Tron bike somewhere in there.
Yeah, no. This is the...
They could have made it... Exactly, yeah. You know, they could have made it cool, but they're like, let's make it wacky, you know? It's like, let's make it wacky and tacky. It's like, you guys had such
But
a
I guess
good
the only cool thing about it is they did make a life-size version of it. It opens up. It opens up, but you can't ride it, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't seem very functional.
Yeah, no, just like...
You can balance on it for, like, 2 seconds, and then you get mauled by the wheel, you know?
Yeah. But, it's like, I don't know. It looks like a very bad Lorax mixed with Tron. And I still think the Tron bikes look cooler.
Exactly. You know, Disney, golden opportunity missed there by Disney. Would not have expected that.
Yeah.
You know, being the marketing powerhouses they are. But I digress. I digress.
God damn it, Disney. It's like...
Swing and a miss.
As I want to say, I feel like they already did swing towards the anime genre at one point, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, like, they have before. Like, they've dabbled with, like, you know, Kingdom Hearts was always
Kingdom
like the
Hearts.
big one. That was definitely like I feel like that's the one that really like set it.
Yeah.
Like they've definitely had like little offshoots like before that I can't really think of off the top of my head.
I don't want to say Big Hero 6.
Yeah, I mean that one kind of had like some like kind of like
Manga-ish
it had like some
anime.
manga-ish like action and kind of like characteristics to it. But I don't think it was specifically
In that case, then it's just
anime. But it
Kingdom
did have
Hearts.
like the anime kind of like character structure,
Yeah.
character structure. You had like
The dead
very
parents.
high like cyberpunkish.
Yeah.
Like you had like the kids who were also heroes. And like stuff like that. And
Dead
it's, like,
parents.
Exactly. It's like very very anime-esque, and it's like
but even then, it's like still like our
Yeah.
closest thing to anime was Kingdom Hearts, considering they did release manga for it.
exactly. So it's like if Disney's gonna go full on with the anime culture, they kind of have to like build a dam, like a barrier.
They have a pretty good head start
So,
already. I mean,
it's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be an interesting one to see them dabble into, because it's like there's gonna be a lot that they're gonna get hit with straight off the bat.
I will say this: I'm very excited for the marketing stuff, because if there's one thing that Disney delivers, is quality in merch.
That they do. Quality and expensive merch at that.
Because I find like some off like brand merch. I don't know, or it's like resold cheaper like merch of it. So like this one.
Yeah.
But like still, it's like I'm ready for that merch. It's honestly visually wise, it's not a bad looking game.
Exactly.
It's very promising. I will say that. Even like again for like a visual novel type game, which also is part rhythm game, part turn battle style game. So,
I see.
So there is like more to do than just reading it. They're obviously gonna make you work for it, and like in terms of mechanics, it's not repetitive. So they're releasing the chapters in terms of translation. So the Japanese server is ahead 2 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're on chapter 6 out of 7, and English barely got chapter 4. So chapter 5 is next. The thing is with chapter 5 is the battle mechanics that like I see like in like because I've been reading ahead. Holy fuck, am I scared? I need to level up my characters.
That's funny.
Okay, because like they're gonna have battles, but you have to have certain characters on your team, and those are just gonna be there automatically. Everything else, like you're gonna have 3 sets of teams. You have to have these certain characters on there, and if you're not strong enough, you're gonna die. You're not gonna be able to advance, which is annoying.
Disney Dark Souls, everyone.
Disney Dark Souls.
Disney Dark Souls.
I know, that's Kingdom Hearts on critical mode.
Yep, basically. Wow.
But like, no, they're actually putting like good care into this game too, so it's not half-assed. Because I've seen like other like Disney games that have failed, where they try to go for like a more darker thing, which like, again, like Disney villains, that is marketable.
Exactly.
Disney anime boy villains, oh.
It's because they have the aesthetic,
Yeah.
Disney villains will always have that aesthetic.
One thing I do wish they bring in from like Disney Tokyo and Disney like Shanghai to the US Disneys is the fact that over there they have their own Halloween horror thing.
Oh, that's right.
Because think about it, like
right.
I want to see some little kid get traumatized during Halloween. Like imagine you go to like it's like, oh boy, there's an Alice in Wonderland maze. Oh look, come on little Timmy, let's go. The fucking Mad Hatter decapitates someone.
Exactly.
Oh, I thought this was Disney. This is Disney. This is licensed by Disney.
Disney gore. Disney. R-rated Disney.
I mean, we're getting that fucking Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Oh,
That's not by Disney.
Winnie the Pooh hitting the public domain is the best thing to ever happen.
Oh god, I love it.
That's gonna be the most hilarious thing like to ever happen. It's like you're just gonna watch like talk about like childhoods being ruined. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have like the worst possible like things of the human imagination just popping up.
Pinocchio live action.
Exactly. Winnie the Pooh Akira spinoff.
Winnie the Pooh Gant spinoff.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh Gant spinoff. It's like we gotta kill the Winnie the Pooh aliens.
Pinocchio Ergo Proxy.
Exactly. Once Pinocchio hits the public domain.
God.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Anyways, final thing we should mention is Anime Expo, which we are going.
Ooh, that's right. We decided we are going. We didn't opt out for the refund.
We re-rolled twice.
I don't feel like I have a ton to say. I just think like
I'm just excited.
I've never been to one.
Yeah. Like I've never been to a convention. It's like mostly been to just pop-up shops. But
Yeah.
like no, like I'm looking into like the panel. Like I'm promising. I'm gonna get some voice actors to say some stupid shit. I'm making a list.
Exactly.
I don't know. Who do you want to see?
I don't know. I just want to see the merch. I think that's what I'm excited for. Like I want to see like all the cool merch they're gonna have.
I want to see Spike's feet.
Exactly, you know, and like the state of like just the industry as it is.
Yeah,
I feel like that's gonna be the most interesting aspect of it, to see like just how the industry's going and like what direction they're kind of headed in, because like you know, like it's gonna change, you know, and it definitely ain't what like it used to be or what it is that I really like fell in love with when I like would watch anime as like when I was younger. But it's like so interesting to see the direction, you know. I'm definitely gonna be like those nostalgia elitist guys. Like I feel like I found the kind of like anime watcher I am. The very casual, like, nostalgia elitist. That was like, they'll never come out with anything like Cowboy Bebop. And it's like, yeah, of course they won't.
They won't, yeah.
That's not what's marketable anymore. And it's like, that's just, you know, I'm just an old guy.
I will say this. Out of being cringe, I am planning to cosplay at least a little bit. So I just need to buy a rat costume.
There you go. I'm just going to wear my, I don't know, I just need to get an anime t-shirt.
And like, you need to get the fake glasses where you push them up and it looks like it has like an anime glare. Just go with something stupid.
Exactly.
Like, you know, like, I don't know, like, when we'll go to the anime expo, considering these tickets are fucking expensive for us.
They
cost pretty penny.
It's just, it was annoying them having to, like, reschedule it twice, and it's like, you know, considering we originally bought it, was like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
We originally bought it, and, like, we didn't even get to go, and, like, it was a little discouraging. I was like, do you even want to go anymore? And I was like, yeah, I kind of do, just see what's up. I'll probably just go to it one time and be like, wow, this is cool, and then just never go back. So, we shall see.
We shall see. I mean, I might want to go, like, next, like, years. Only because, like, I found out that you can, like, there's a way to go in for free. Mm-hmm. So if you either do, like, volunteer stuff or, like, if they're looking for, like, models for clothes. So you're like, ooh, I get benefits for that. So I want to do that.
There you go. Hey, you know what? By all means.
Free clothes.
Yes. Well, that was a fun episode.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a little sad.
Covered a lot of ground. We got political. We had some hot takes.
We got some hot takes. Because I feel like this past, like, season months, like, a bunch of good stuff came out. Still haven't seen Morbius. I still need to see the new...
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time. I gotta get that at least one time in this episode.
We're gonna do some Morbin.
Yeah. But we still need to get to see the Doctor Strange movie.
Oh,
maybe, like, next episode I might talk about the new Obi-Wan show. Because I've seen the first 2 episodes, but I want to hear your take.
Well, I need to watch it. I haven't even watched fucking The Mandalorian.
I still need to watch the Book of Boba Fett.
Exactly. I haven't watched the Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian.
But one thing is for sure, Moon Knight is fucking amazing.
Yes. Huh. I will say it was.
And I'll say it's amazing. I like it. I want to see more of it.
There you go.
But yeah, that's my hot takes on it.
Yeah, I think I got everything I wanted to say, so...
We'll definitely, next episode because I feel like we might not record for like the next month or so.
You know what? We'll try to be more consistent.
We'll try. If not, our next episode will most likely be on our experience at Anime Expo and maybe some fun stories there.
Exactly. So,
I'll let you know how many like cosplayers chase other cosplayers.
There you go.
Or if I see anything on Dick Fight Island.
Dick Fight Island, baby.
Dick Fight Island.
Dick Fight Island.
Dick Fight Island.
Alrighty, y'all. It's been a good episode.
Good night, y'all, and keep being degenerates.
Deuces.
Deuce.